Hi guys, Kevin here with a comic book store haul. That's right, it's not all thrift stores and secondhand shops and closeout stores, stuff like that. No, I also support my local comic book store and I love my local comic book store. Uh, Once a month, usually on average, I can guarantee I'll be there. If I can go any other times, I do. If they post a sale on their Facebook page, I make arrangements to go there. And this is from a few weeks ago, but this is all I got. I bought some brand new ones, and then they were clearing out a lot of old stock. They're rearranged and they're making room for other stuff, and they kept finding random stuff that no one else wants but me. I'm trying to look into more of the history and certain, we'll say, disposable elements of comic book history, and I'm building up that collection. I don't know where it's going yet, but I feel there's a point in the future here where I will need that material for research for something, or I'll be the one that has it and I can pass it on to someone else. Don't know. But here's what I got on my last trip. So I went ahead, even though it was 10 bucks, I had to pick up Detective Comics issue 1027. Batman first appeared in Detective Comics 27. So technically, there's there's other issues, but we'll say technically, this is the 1000th appearance of Batman in Detective Comics. So I thought it looked fantastic. Story looked great. I decided to go with the variant cover for J. Scott Campbell. I am a fan, and it just looked very pretty. It's a very well done cover. It's bound. Like, geez, this thing's huge. I mean, it looked worth 10 bucks. I'm not mad or anything. So while I was there were other big books. Legacy issue 850, the Legacy issue 850 of Amazing Spider-Man. Current run issue 49. Every so often it's restarted and rebooted and all. We got a square binding for this too. And again with a variant cover. I don't know, I go with whatever cover I think is prettiest, and this was one I thought was prettiest for what was on the stand. This one was 10 bucks as well, not as thick as the Detective 27 or 1027, but still look cool. I'm still glad I grabbed it. And it looks like a great story coming up here. So speaking of things I already have, but not in this format, Walking Dead Deluxe, issue 1. I've read Walking Dead for the single issues, for the graphic novels. Watched most of the show, and then we all kind of tapped out around the same time. Blades in color! So they're re-releasing all of Walking Dead in color, the complete run. Here's the original issue. So this was 4 bucks. To grab the first one, yeah, sure. But even though it's in color, I don't think I'm going to collect every issue and buy every issue all over again just because it's in color. But much like Bone and the Scholastic versions, when it's collected, I will probably buy the graphic novels again for the color ones there. All right, so then we got to the back issues. I just reviewed this complete series for graphic novel, but I didn't have all the single issues. Dark Reign, New Avengers, The Reunion, Hawkeye and Mockingbird. I love these two from my West Coast Avengers collecting time. This was on sale, big discount sale, whole series for it, and I needed it for my collection. Love these characters. I read the graphic novel a little bit ago. I actually really love the story. I'm happy to have the whole collection for myself, and it reminds me I need to make sure I have everything for my West Coast Avengers collection. I want to get that Vision Scarlet Witch series, Solo Avengers I'm kind of counting because of Hawkeye. Like, I really need to dig through and collect all those. This was weird, and I remember seeing it some other comic blog and their like weird forgotten oddball article of the week showed this, and then I found it. I was like, I don't even know what it is, but this is crazy. So it's Marvel Premiere featuring Monarch Starstalker. I don't even know. I mean, this looks... Do I have a date here in the corner? I don't even see a date to be sure on it. Nothing. But I mean, I see so many fantasy and sci-fi things rolled into one here. It looks fantastic. I'm kind of wondering, like, do they have the rights to this? Or did someone else? Like, what's going on here? Because that looks like a fantastic character I want to see more of. So, right, pick that up. Anytime I see something weird, I just go ahead and grab it right now, because you never know. So this is Launch presents The Conscience from Elsewhere Productions. Looks 1987 is back on the date on the back here. And Chuck Chuck Morris' Karate Cat. This just looks absurd. It looks like lots of fun. It looks like the only time I'll ever see something like this is through the cheap bins at comic store. So I'm gonna grab it. Speaking of random stuff in cheap bins at comic stores, Herbie. A+ Comics here. The Fat Fury. We got Spider-Man. We got Batman. We have enough to avoid copyright, I guess, here as a parody comic. And doesn't Herbie have some sort of DC connection later on too? Like, I know of Herbie, but I'm not really familiar, so I'm very curious. But I mean, again, this looks fun. And then one of the things that they're getting rid of, and you'll see it in a future video, is I've decided to start my Overstreet comic book price guide collection up again. I used to get one every year for Christmas when I was younger, and then I just got older and that stopped. Comic prices change all the time, but I want this for the history of it. There are articles, even the ads, like the ads on these were amazing. So I picked up the 10th edition of the comic book price guide. God, that's a pretty cover. But they had that they were getting rid of. Do I have a date? I don't even have a date. 10th anniversary. Okay, I know that. I'm not sure exactly when he came out, but geez, that's pretty. That looks so cool. So I'm gonna start collecting these too. But that is everything I found on my most recent trip to the comic book store. This wasn't really that bad. They're very nice to me. They always have good stuff. And if they find anything ridiculous, they'll always put stuff aside for me too. So I got a huge haul coming up in the next video from my local comic store. I'm very happy about that. And if you like this, if you want to talk comics or wrestling, heavy metal, anything, masslibrary.com, at masslibrary across social media. Check out the podcast, the house show over on the Retro Network, and the Pop Culture Pup podcast, and subscribe to this channel because I got a bunch of stuff to show off.